let me give you some perspective on that, because there's two pieces here. Like, number one, reason and emotion have different jobs. All right. Your emotional mind is really concerned about meaning. Like, what do things mean? Whereas your rational mind is concerned about facts. Right. And it's like the emotional part of your mind is like a pattern matching machine, right? It's looking at patterns over time, high level perspective narratives that run through things, right? So looking at the forest rather than the trees. Okay. And so if you're ignoring that part of your mind, you're ignoring that larger perspective, right? And you're getting wrapped up in the details, right? Which is where men like to play, because this thing we can see right in front of us, the thing we control and the thing we work on, right? That thing we can't really play with as much. So what happens a lot of times is, like, we think one thing, we feel another. So we think one of them is correct and one of them is wrong. It's like, no, they're both correct. They're just seeing things from different perspectives, right? So that emotion you feel is incredibly valuable, because it's telling you what things look like when you take a step back. If you're not willing to look at that, not willing to leverage that, then you never really know where you are. You're in a frame you don't understand, fighting against something you don't understand. And so there's all these motivations, these reasons, these needs underneath that you're fulfilling and trying to make happen that you're not aware of. And the thing is, you could do the right thing or the wrong thing. You do it for the right reason, the wrong reason. If you don't know the reason you're doing something, you're doing the right thing for the wrong reason, you're going to do it wrong. Because the way you do it is to meet that underlying need. If you don't know what that is, how the heck do you supposed to do it right? You can't. Right.
Okay.
So that's one piece of the puzzle. The other piece of the puzzle is to look at this. We got this idea that emotions are pain, right? And it's meant, if we're avoiding all the sadness and the regret and the shame, those are all extremely painful things, right? So we're motivated really heavily to avoid the emotional pain, right? Which means our mind shapes our life to keep us away from things that might push that button, right? And you talk about the anger. It's like, great. If you're going to hurt me, what's my response? I'm going to fight you. So somebody who's highly aggressive and a lot of assertive violence that needs to protect themselves from emotional pain, what do? They use a lot of aggression to keep somebody from pushing the buttons, right? Because they can't stand that pain. So they got to keep any of those buttons being pushed. They got to keep everybody far away. So they use aggression to keep people far away, so they don't have those buttons pushed, because they can't stand the pain. Is that strong?
Yeah. No.
Oh, no, it's not. Like, if you have to be that aggressive to protect yourself from getting hurt, how strong are you? How tough are you? Right?
Can you deal with the pain? Right? Can you handle the pain?
Handle the pain.
And function. Right? Are you functioning? Are you functional, tolerating pain that you can't necessarily beat up or just stomp out? Right? And are you able to manage it? Are you able to fix it? Are you able to cope with it instead of just running away from it or ignoring it, right? Or throwing it back and just walking around with it. So
think about how much we praise guys who can stand a lot of physical pain, a lot of physical discomfort, a lot of physical challenges, right?
Macho man.
Why are we not doing the same thing on the mental side and the emotional side?